Getting serious about the truth. Dear Black and African Americans, what you're about to hear may sound offensive to some, but before you become too upset, I'm asking that you consider the source, consider the message, and the proven commitment to our community that I've demonstrated ever since elementary school. Because what I'm about to talk about, I need you to hear. Really listen, please. Like others, I am troubled by the shift in social order, a social order that Black people have joined in and fallen victim to. We cannot afford to join in. Despite our contributions and progress as a people, we have not arrived, no matter how many individuals among us enjoy the privilege of success. We should all be alarmed by the ever-widening spectrum of opinions in politics, especially when the topics in question include to what degree there should be fairness, truth, equality, safety, and access to education and healthcare. These topics should not be debatable in a modern society. Should you find that you have to defend fairness, truth, equality, safety, access to healthcare and education, it's time to consider if you're in a social order that hasn't veered far off the tracks from decency, justice, and humanity. And as America has proven, it becomes a very slippery slope into the mouth of danger when we lower bars of measurement for standards in laws and morals, and ethics and health. But today, the area I want to illuminate during this presentation is the health crisis of obesity. So let's dive in and go deep. Stay with me, okay? Listen carefully. Obesity is ugly. I did not say you, me, or any one person is ugly. I did not say that a group of people are ugly, okay? I said obesity, the state or condition of being too fat. The topic of metabolism, our body's process of converting food to energy. A broken metabolism is ugly. There is no debate about that. Yet, when having a discussion, I have noticed the frequent employment of this horrible diversion tactic, whereby someone insists on making the conversation about body shaming or bullying or some social behavioral practice that isolates others. I'm not talking about that. We have talked among ourselves and with others about how people use these diversion tactics. You know, how people have attempted to divert the core conversation of actions to something else entirely different. For example, we've seen with Colin Kaepernick, you know, he's talking about social injustice and people make it a conversation about something entirely different, having nothing to do with it. Listen to me. I do not care how many celebrities say that big is beautiful. While the person may be beautiful, the disease of obesity, the medical condition of obesity is always ugly. It's horrible. The outcomes are horrible. So instead of a journey down this detour, we need to start supporting one another by helping one another see the danger of the condition. There are literally thousands of clinical trials and studies that demonstrate, that prove, that support this correlation between obesity and a long list of negative health care outcomes. We must abandon this happy imaginary campaign where we just pretend that illness is a new fashion statement. I know that many of you even now agree with me and you say, brother, I understand. And I know you're telling the truth. And I've tried to lose weight. I just can't. I can't get rid of the weight. And to you, I say, I hear you. I know. I understand. And then we need to continue to work together to find the right solution for you. Actually find your right pathology. You know, are we talking about an endocrine issue? Or are we talking about a lifestyle issue? By and large, lifestyle has played the biggest role in the reason why our community suffers the way we do at the hands of the disease called obesity. So we have to start recognizing those problems. We are far, far down the road of fallacy, so far that our children and our communities are wearing healthcare problems like badges of honor. And we're to blame for that perverted thinking. Here's a path to the solution. Firstly, you have to start to say what it is. Be truthful. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to say it to anyone. You just have to be real with yourself. You don't have to report all the ideas that pop in your head. We just need to start understanding, reading, asking one another, participating, educating one another, lifting one another, okay? So that we understand that those outcomes associated with obesity, heart attack, stroke, blindness, amputation, short of breath, chronic, all of those are not things we need to sign up for. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to sign up for those. So stay tuned. For those of you who need help, we'll find a way together. In the meantime, let us start trying to be more conscious and aware of the issue so that we can start building new, healthier practices into our culture. Finally, to some of my white friends and family who believe that my tone is too aggressive and makes me seem angry, respectfully, firstly, I'm not talking to you. I'm not even talking to you. But for those of you who are curious, my tone here is very much like the social tone of many, many non-angry Black people in my culture. We call it being present, being real. This is how we talk to one another. And you sometimes call it passion when you're not afraid and trying to call it anger. When I start our conversations around the redistribution of wealth, and the responsibility of healthcare for the vulnerable, sick, and less wealthy, then maybe anger is often embraced by some people. But in this situation, it seems like I might be perceived as being angry because I'm being straightforward about a serious condition that impacts a large amount of people. So what I'm trying to do is address ignorance and fight against the social movements that push our communities deeper and deeper in poverty and illness. Obesity is killing us, period, in many horrible ways. We need to change those cultural habits that go against our own self-preservation.